Hey everyone, this video is about CloudFront. So let's get into the video. See, CloudFront is nothing but a CDN offered by AWS. Okay, it's offered by AWS. For this, first we need to know what is CDN. CDN is but a content delivery network. Okay, what is content delivery network, guys? First, let's see. Now, in S3, we will be having the objects, right? In S3, we can also convert this object to a static website. If you are having the static files like as index.html, then the static files can be used for creating a static websites. So if you have the right files, so using the S3, we can able to create a static website, guys. Now, if you should not expose the S3 URL directly to an end user, which means that you are giving an directly access to the user, so that the end user will have the access to this bucket. So, which is a big security issue, security cost. This is a big security issue. Also, you will also see some latency issues because when the bucket is stored in any of the region in America, if you need to fetch that content from the bucket from you are in Australia right now, if you want to fetch the content which is stored in the America, so it will take high latency. So you will get very slow. You will get a response in a very long number of time. It's a long number of time to reach the Australia from US, right? So for this, you also facing first one is you are facing the security issue. Another thing is you are facing latency. Now the cost. Cost means here data transfer, which is that the S3 will be continuously saving the data from and to the bucket, right? So the data transfer cost is will become high, guys. So these are some of the issues that will be facing when you are hosting your website from the S3, right? Saving, which is like serving the contents. So for this, you can now what you can do is you can store your objects in S3 and you can create a CDN and you can attach it before the S3 so that you can point the CDN to the S3. So and you can expose the CDN URL. Okay, what it will work is you can store this S3 in a private. Now, whenever the user requests to this website, then it will go to the CDN URL and then the CDN will get the data from the S3, guys. So here there is no security issues and no latency issues because CDN will be going to serve the request. So this is how the CDN works. Now I'll explain you in depth, right? First is CDN. I will say how it works. Right now, consider you are in India. This is the website you will requesting is abc.com, right? It is somewhere in which is like it's somewhere in France. Okay. Now the server is in France and the contents are in also French, right? So whenever you are requesting the website, it will go to the France and will get the data and it will respond back to you. So it takes high latency, right? So this is how if you are not using the S3, then it will work this in this method only, right? Right now, consider you will be using a CDN. Okay, this is the CDN in India. Okay, now the server which is in France will also configure the CDN, and then with the CDN with this website. Okay, whenever the user is requesting to this website, it will first go to this CDN. Okay, and it will it will search for the data whether this website is catched in the CDN or not. If it is catched, then it will serve this request and it will respond to it. Then if it is not catched, then the request from CDN will be go to the server and it will get the data from the server and it will store in the CDN and it will respond to the user with the website. Okay, so this is how the CDN will work. Okay, so you can see like when you are configuring the CDN, you will be asking about the edge location, guys. Edge locations. Okay, if you are selecting all locations, then this CDN will be created in all of the countries. So whenever a user from India is requesting, it will point to the nearest edge location, which is that like a data center or data service center, which is also called as a point of presence, POP. You can say as POP. There will be a POP nearby your place, which is like in India, there will be a POP. There will be different POPs, which is like point of presence in different countries. They'll be having the different PO point of presence. So whenever the request comes into, then it will reach the POP and it will go to the CDN if the content is not catched. Okay. So this is how it works. Also, we need to know about validations. What is validations? Now, as I said, CDN will be catch your content, right? Catch your content whenever the request is coming. Okay. So for the first time a user is requested the page, if it has the content, then it will go serve the request. If it is not, then it will go to the server and it will take the content from the server and it will respond to the user, right? Now if the server is updated with the new code, right? Okay, first for the first time I will be having Praveen with this server. I just updated the code with the Praveen, and so second time I just updated the HTML page to Praveen Velusamy. So based on the catching policy we configured, it has to take the data from the server and it has to store in the CDN, right? Whenever you are configuring the CDN, you will be configuring with the catching policy. Okay, this catching policy should get the data from the server even if the user is not requesting also. So for that you will be having a validations in CDN. Okay, validation means the catching, we will be configuring something, some configurations in the catching policy. When the validation fails, the catching policy will get get resetted and it will get the data from the server. Okay, which is not completely resetted. Whenever the validation gets failed or gets validation is changed or validation is updated, it will get the data current data from the server. Okay, so this is how, if the user is not requesting also, the latest code from the server it will be fetched from by the CDN. Okay, for that you need to know validations. You need to know the validations. What is validations? Okay, so this is how the validation works. And then you need to know how, when you are creating, you need to know it will be asking for a WAF control, WAF, to avoid the attacks. So also the CDN also load balances the request, so and it will serve the request accordingly. So this is about completely about the CDN. This is how the CDN works. Before introducing the CDN, it is working like front end to back end. and to the database. This is how the before it works. But after introducing the CDN, so the content delivery is very fast, guys. So this is about this video. Thanks for watching this video.